LLC. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by Southern Blue.
Looking for the perfect place to call home? Discover Southern Blue, where modern living meets timeless charm. Walk your furry friend in our private dog park, stay active in the fitness room, and enjoy a walkable lifestyle in the heart of downtown McMinnville. Unwind on the patio with friends at Barren Fork Brews right on site. Call 931-507-2583 today. Southern Blue, lofts and townhomes for lease to start your new chapter in style.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobis. Our forecast this morning starting us off with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. A much cooler day than the weekend we just wrapped up. Highs today only in the mid-60s this afternoon. You'll start fairly cloudy and see the sunshine increase throughout today. Overnight tonight, we're back down to the 40s. We'll see the upper 60s tomorrow, 70s on Wednesday, and back into the 80s by the time we hit Thursday. Very little rain in the forecast this week.
It's time for Simmons Says, the show that brings Warren County the latest news and stories from around the community. Hosted by Jeff Simmons, this program dives into everything from local events to major headlines. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Hello, this is the Simmons Says Sports Show, and if it happens in Warren County sports, we're talking about it right here. I am Jeff Simmons, your guide through the wins, the losses, the rivalries, the rising stars, the unforgettable moments that make this place the best sports town in Tennessee. Settle in. We got stories to tell. We got scores to settle. We got sports starting now. We also have, to let you know, guest coming in. We have Johnny Smith, middle school soccer, having a dominant run off of a championship last year and looking like they're going to be contenders again this year. He will be our guest in the first hour after the first break. And then we will also be joined, special guest on the Coaches Show from 10 to 11 this morning. We will have Ronnie Brown, 1992 state championship team. He was the coach then. He is a Warren County Sports Hall of Famer. He has his jersey retired at Warren County's field. So everybody, join in, be ready to roll. It's going to be time to get in here and talk a lot of sports this morning. So I hope y'all are ready when it comes down to it. All right, folks. Let me breathe for a second. But no, we're ready to go. Hit that share button if you're already on there on Facebook. Let everybody know that you're starting your morning with a Simmons Says Sports Show, which every Monday morning, as long as we have time to do it, and we do have time to do it this week, starts with a Simmons Six. And I think we have a very interesting Simmons Six from this weekend because locally we had some things happen. Regionally, and at the college level, obviously a lot of things happening. It's March, as we already know, so the madness has begun. And also nationally, I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So let's get to it. Simmons Six, sponsored by the To Be Determined businesses. If you want to sponsor the Simmons Six, reach out, jeff.simmons at mainstreetmedia.llc. We have the opportunity to put your name with my show and get you out here and let you know. I want a drink sponsor. If we're being serious right now, I want a drink sponsor. You know I like Diet Coke. I know there's some businesses out there. I'll swap it with you right now. If I can come into your business and get a Diet Coke every morning, right before I come on the show, and then I come over here, I'll talk about your business for about 20, 30 seconds when we introduce it every single day. We'll give you a free commercial if you'll just give me a free drink every single day. We can swap that out. I'll talk businesses. Hit me up if you want to get me out. Now it's got to be a big Diet Coke. It can't be like a little 12-ounce can. It's going to have to be a big one. But we can figure that out. All right. Anyways, that's enough with the sales pitch here on the Simmons Says Show. Let's get back to the sports on the Simmons Says Show. And again, too, like I said, we're going to start with the Simmons Six. Pioneers make it a dozen in a row. 12-0 start for the Warren County High School baseball team. You can read about that on the mainstreetjournal.llc. I read about it. I've been able to watch this team a little bit. I've been able to read about it a lot because me and Sam talk about it. I get to talk to Coach King. His team was actually in here just last week, the 8 seniors, so I've gotten a really good you can just get a great vibe from this baseball team. I think that's the best thing I can say about this baseball team right now. I mean, there's going to be times where it's going to get tougher. It gets tougher tonight. I mean, the next 2 days they play Shelbyville, and Shelbyville's got Stephen Bobo, who's already committed to Vanderbilt. They got some big time arms. They kind of wore out Warren County last year. If you don't remember, they won they run-ruled Warren County in both games of their series last year. So, big-time step up in test tonight. But that, for now, a dozen in a row. See, that's just not something that happens in baseball. As Philip King said last week, it's a game of failure. You know, a good hitter fails 7 out of 10 times. Teams are traditionally not going to have a 100% success rate, but 12-0, beating Smyrna 4-3, doing it in the extra innings, winning in the ninth, having Kylan Jones get you an RBI ground ball to get that game over with. Gigantic things that are happening with that team. Just a lot of nerve, a lot of resolve on that team. I think the camaraderie and the chemistry is probably their strength. They don't quit on each other. They don't quit on a game. Their coaches don't quit on them. I mean, it is just it's a strong bond, and I think they're one of those things where the team synergy right now, where the sum is greater than the parts right now, is going really, really well for the Pioneers. And that's not to say that they don't have some impressive parts on that team, because they do. I mean, there's some big-time players on that one. If you have a chance, get out there and check them out and watch them, because it would be worth the time. They're worth the price of admission. There's no doubt about that. We'll let you know right quick if I can find it on my handy-dandy computer screen. I know they play Shelbyville the next 2 nights. I'm just trying to remember which one of those games is at home and which one of those games is away. Tonight is away, tomorrow at home. So you can catch those. Those will both be at 6 p.m. Hopefully the weather cooperates with that. Folks, 33 different varsity games this week in Warren County, all told. Between middle school, high school, Boyd. You got tennis, track, baseball, softball, flag football. I'm forgetting one. I don't want to forget anybody. Soccer. And I have a soccer guest in here too. Wow, that's a struggle bus when it comes down there. Beating the Borough. Let's go to number 2 on the Simmons 6. We talk about this a lot in Warren County. Can we win against the mighty Murfreesboro teams? We never do. Trevor Evans says in the comment section, glad the show's live this morning. That's half the battle. Thank you, Trev. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Weeder seems like he's over there in the booth right now. He's pushing buttons, moving things around, so I think he's doing a good job. Battle of the Borough. We talk about it. It was really big while we were in the region in football, where it was like, we just cannot compete with Rutherford County. Well, you know what? Over the weekend, Warren County softball team, Gooby Martin and his girls, who also have been on the Simmons Says show recently. Very funny group. They were here Tuesday. A bunch of their seniors were in. They beat Oakland. Now, they'll have to go try to do it again at Oakland tomorrow night, but won 6-4, had a good weekend. Ruby Denning hit a home run. I think I got a story. I'm working on it right now. I don't really want to. I don't want to spoil it right now, but I do have a story about something that I'm working on once I saw that she hit another home run for Warren County. But we can compete. Now, that said, there's got to be consistency in that. We can't have it to where it's just one day or one game a year where we go 1-8 against Murfreesboro. It's like, well, hey, that one shows we can do it. No, you have to get consistent with it. But I do like the fact that our softball team stood up, got that big win against Oakland, and it's not as if we haven't done that in other sports throughout the years. It's just one of those things about consistency. When you can compete at a high level against the Murfreesboro programs, against the best programs in the mid-state, it shows that you're ready. You're ready, and I think that our high school basketball team beat Siegel this year. Both of our high school basketball teams beat Siegel. Our wrestling team has showed that it has no fear of anybody in the mid-state and can go up there and win against almost anybody at any time in the Murfreesboro area. We're getting there. It's going to be a slow battle. I mean, hey, look, baseball beats Smyrna. Smyrna's in Rutherford County, if I'm not mistaken, too. So give me if Christian, if I'm wrong there, give me a thumbs down. But I'm pretty sure Smyrna's in Rutherford County as well. So yeah, a lot of wins. A lot of things going on right for our softball, baseball programs right now. I want to hope that they continue that as they get more in depth in the district as we go. All right, number 3. It's March Madness. We got the madness going, but the problem with that is I think everybody, when they thought about the madness, thinks about the magical Cinderellas who's that team? Who's the belle of the ball that's going to come here? Not happening as much lately. And I mean, I get it. I think High Point beat Wisconsin. We had some we actually got some buzzer beaters this year, and that's been awesome. And look, Florida went down number one. The reigning champions got knocked out last night. So I mean, that's something. We're not seeing those 14, 15, 16s anymore. And granted, we really never did for a long time. And then all of a sudden, for maybe about a 10 to 15 year gap or 10, 15 year stretch, we did see it. And now it's going wild again. I know everybody wants to say, hey, that's the NIL, this is that. And it might be. I just think that it's interesting on that. But the tournament itself has still had some really good finishes. I have to eat some crow. Here's number 4 on the Simmons 6. I got to eat some crow because I said Tennessee wasn't even going to get anywhere near this. Was going to get beat by Miami of Ohio in the first round. Instead, they became the first team, I think, in 31 years to beat teams back-to-back who had 30 wins. They beat Miami of Ohio in the round of 64, and then beat Virginia, a 30-5 Virginia team yesterday in the round of 32 to make their 4th consecutive Sweet 16. That's incredible. I had no faith in this team. Still have no faith in this team, but no faith in this team in the Sweet 16. I don't really know if they need any more faith in them. They're there. They're 2 wins away from the final weekend. Got a big game coming up. No, Iowa State's there. I mean, I think that you're starting to flirt around with the idea that on the other side of that bracket, there's a team that Tennessee plays really, really well, that if you were to make it to the Elite Eight, all bets are kind of off on that one. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But, yeah, I do have to eat a little bit of crow with that because I did say that there's no chance that they were going to make the Sweet 16, and they proved me wrong very quickly. So good job by them. Good job, Vols. I appreciate y'all. Baseball team, good job too. Winning 2 out of 3. Should have been a sweep against Missouri. Just so we're clear, though. Got to be better. Here was one thing that has happened through March Madness on both sides of the bracket, talking about the girls' side and the boys' side. We have this situation right now where people are starting to clip coaches being animated on the sidelines, and people are thinking, is this the right way to go about things? Rick Pitino had a clip where his team was up 20-3. By the way, Rick Pitino has his team in the Sweet 16 again, and is one of the most famous college basketball coaches of all time. Tom Izzo, famously pretty salty on the sidelines. And then we had a clip from the Maryland's girls coach, and I think her name was Freeze, if I'm not mistaken, who was kind of in her player's face, trying to pump her up, telling her, hey, listen, I think that, people were trying to read the lips and said that, she was trying to tell her player, this isn't my story. I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. This is the moment you want. But it was loud. You could tell they were almost nose to nose in the moment, and people were like, there's just that. Is this how you should coach? I'll tell you this much. Ask the player. Stop trying to make that decision for that kid. Because the Maryland player got into the podium at the end of the game and they asked her about it, and she said, I love it. That's how I want to be coached. That's how I want her to address me, because in that moment I wasn't focused and she got me refocused. So before you watch that clip and say, you can't do that, that's ridiculous, just ask the player. Maybe the player wanted that. Rick Pitino. You're going to tell me that Rick Pitino's coaching style isn't effective. Okay. I'm going to tell you that he's one of the best college basketball coaches of all time. Tom Izzo, same thing. I'm not saying that Bobby Knight style of let's throw chairs into the stands, let's put our hands on our players, stuff like that, is acceptable. Sometimes it is absolutely not. I'll tell you this much, though. If the player is sitting there and taking the butt chewing and says nothing after it other than, hey, that's my coach, that's my guy, or she's my coach, I trust her, I'll go to war with her anytime you want, then I don't really know, as you, the spectator, gets to make the call on whether or not what she's doing or what he's doing as a coach is effective or not. The player does. The team does. Their success will speak for itself. Just my thoughts on that one. Kimberly Felton, agree. What happens between the court and field is between the player and the coach. Agree wholeheartedly. We got some tough coaches in Warren County. Promise you. There's some tough ones. There's some very successful ones, too. There's different styles. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Gooby Martins is one of the most successful coaches in girls softball that there's ever been. And he can be abrasive. He can be loud. Todd Wilmore is one of the most successful Lady Pioneer coaches, and I don't think he would say that those will be attributed to him. That being said, each one of those styles works as long as the players are bought in on it. That's the biggest thing to me. Last thing on the Simmons Six, Team USA flag football put a whooping on the weekend over some all-star teams that were kind of made up of former NFL players, kind of made up of current NFL players, kind of made up of like celebrities. I think Speed was out there, Logan Paul was out there. And it brought up the topic of, hey, flag football is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. And the flag football guys that only play flag football says, hey, pros, stay out of this. We got this. I'd like to say that when it comes down to it, if you need the absolute best of the best to go win that Olympic gold, I still think there's some pros that could go out there and help you. That being said, when you know the rules better than the other team, and I said this for Warren County 1,000 times, get your players in their youngest years to learn every rule of their game. Learn them as well as they possibly can. It gives you an edge on the field every single time. I promise you it gives you an edge on the field every single time. If you're not the most athletic team, but you're the smartest team that's on the field at that time, and you know the semantics and you know the schemes and you know how to play the game or you know how to manipulate the game, it gives you an edge. Learn it. Team USA flag football guys, congratulations. Big-time win. I think some people were skeptics for y'all over the weekend. That being said, if a guy like if a guy like Justin Jefferson says, I want to come play receiver, you probably should let Justin Jefferson come play receiver for you. That's just my 2 cents when it comes to that. All right, that's the Simmons Six. When we come back, we'll have Johnny Smith on the show, ready to talk a little bit of Warren County Middle School soccer. Let's take a break.
Step inside the cafe at Tree City, McMinnville's coziest hidden gem. Once the lobby of the inn at Tree City, it's now a warm, inviting cafe filled with soft couches, low and high-top tables. The perfect spot to sip, relax, or get some work done with free Wi-Fi. Enjoy locally roasted coffee, espresso, and handcrafted drinks that rival any national coffee shop, but with small-town charm you won't find anywhere else. Come see what everyone's talking about. The cafe at Tree City on Sparta Street in McMinnville. Your perfect spot to sip, study, or just stay a while.
Ibama to Go Auction Zone. Join us live and on-site Saturday, March 28th at 9 a.m. for our annual Spring Consignment Equipment Auction at 235 Dixie Hill Road at the corner of Senator Jerry Cooper Highway in McMinnville, Tennessee. Accepting equipment consignments Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For pictures of incoming consignments and a partial equipment list, visit PraterRealty.com or call Prater Realty and Auction at 931-474-3715. That's Prater Realty and Auction, the old-time auction company with no buyer's premium.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Cornerstone Baptist Church is partnering with sister churches in the area for 3 nights of revival services focused on spiritual renewal and gospel preaching. They'll be at Eastside Baptist Church March 26th, Trinity Baptist Church March 27th, and Cornerstone Baptist Church on March 28th. Each service begins at 6:30 and child care will be provided. These meetings are open to the entire community.
All right, we're back on the Simmons Says Sports Show. I am Jeff Simmons, your host. We're on WBMC 97.7 FM. We're also on AM 960. We're on the app. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. You can find us anywhere. I want to let you know a little bit about our sponsor, Douglas and Lanier, 474-0044. They are your hometown insurance experts specializing in commercial coverage for agriculture contractors and workers' comp. They protect businesses big and small. Trust a team that knows hard work, smart coverage, straight talk. That is Douglas and Lanier. My jingle. We'll get that next time. Oh. That's where I choose to be. There we go. We got it late. All right. That is Douglas Lanier, 811 Faulkner Springs Road, 474-0044. Not bad. Not bad. We'll get there on that. Hey, we have brought in a guest here on the Simmons Says Show, and we have the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Johnny Smith. Johnny, how you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, hey, listen, I know you're doing well because, look, this is another year where when we talk about spring, we talk about soccer, we're talking about potential championships over there at the Warren County Middle School, coming off a CTC championship last year. I think what was the goal differential was, 60. Did y'all hit the most valuable 6-7? Did y'all hit 67 goals last year?
I'm pretty sure we was close.
I think that was my research that I did before the show said that y'all had a 67-5 goal differential. Don't tell the kids; they'll lose their minds about that.
It was definitely a big one.
But hey, that was dominance last year. Y'all, what have y'all carried into this season? Because you started 5-0. What's making this program start churning out wins on the pitch for y'all?
The kids are staying hungry. I mean, the demeanor. It's a precedence that's been set since we started. Mm-hmm. They want to carry. People always talk about what did you leave? What can you be remembered by? And this is we set the expectation to this, and nobody wants to drop the bar.
Yep. And this year you've moved some kids around. You got new districts. You got new opponents. Everything could change. Mm-hmm. But the standard has been set, and the standard's going there. I mean, what is it? What has led to y'all's run of dominance earlier in this year? Because it's not just that y'all been winning. Y'all kind of taking it to some people a few times this year.
We look for the knockout punch. That's what they want. That's I'm not. I'm just a figurehead at this point. I don't take anything from the kids. The kids do it all. They enjoy, setting out and, hey, we made it to this point. I want to get better. We talk about every day at practice, get something out of today. And then if we got something from this point, what can you get next? Yep. And they love it. They eat it up.
Yep. So do you any fear of this little, you just had spring break, you're kind of rolling into spring break, then all of a sudden you got to take a week off. Now you're coming back. Pretty big matchup tomorrow night. As you said, but is there any fear that maybe that layoff would hurt y'all, or just gave y'all a little bit more time to prepare?
These kids are playing everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at some points we play Friday night, Monday night. They're playing travel ball Saturday, Sundays. The being around the ball is not something they just sit around and forget about. Yeah. I take this as saying, like MLB coaches, well, this is the All-Star break. This is the what do you do when you come back? I mean. Yeah. Is there that slight concern of, where the hunger stands? Yes. But I feel like they're going to pick back up real easy.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about this team is, to me, beyond just the fact that the domination of it is, y'all have the ability to win games in different ways.
Yes.
It seems like, one that starts with the fact that y'all don't give up a lot of goals on that. So that always helps, because if y'all get a 1-0 lead, sometimes it can feel insurmountable for the opponent. What has it been for this defense? Because you were telling me before we even got started that you lost some kids on the defense. How have y'all been able to rebuild it this year?
Some kids stepped in specific roles. We addressed the issue early on. You could have a jersey. I want my number. Okay, well, if you want that number, you're going to be sitting and waiting on it. I want to be on the field. Okay, so is a spot on the field okay? Or is it I want my spot? We've tried to build this team mentality where, I'm going to do what the team needs, not me as an individual. And some kids stepped into that role, knowing, hey, this is what's coming. The fallout, losing a few to MLS next or the travel circuit. The next one stepped in, said, "Hey, I know this is what you need, and I want to learn this, Coach. Get me there."
Yeah, so, I was just looking this up because I wanted to make sure that I had it right. So what you're telling me is there's not 11 kids running around on the field wearing number 10?
No.
Is that the one that they fight over the most?
Number 10, yes.
Yeah, I figured so. That one, yeah. So as you said, not everybody can go up there. You can't you can't have 11 strikers.
No.
Can't have 11 number 10s. But you can have a well-rounded team that can all get the things going, because in a lot of aspects, reading about y'all's team, looking at the stats for y'all's team, y'all figured out a way to be multiple on offense, even with maybe some kids that are standouts. I think what it was, Upperman, did y'all have 2 different kids get a hat trick?
2 of them, yes.
How does something like that happen when you have an offense? Obviously that's a byproduct of having an offense that shares the wealth, I would assume.
We preach share the wealth. Everybody wants that opportunity, but sometimes your name can be in lights just from, hey, I passed the ball off. We talk about our options. We can be a good team, we can be a great team, or we can be the best team. And the thing of it is, if we sit back and just, I'm going to be good and just get by, all right, you're circling around 2 people, let's go. But what happens if that person's sick, gets an injury, maybe has an off game? It does happen. So, to be a team, this is a team sport, and you have to be able to facilitate to the team, not for individuals. And they have all bought into that hey, I want my buddy to get one too.
Yeah, the sharing the wealth thing does seem like it has been a big benefit for y'all's soccer team, and we're going to talk about some of those kids that are putting the goals in here in just a second when we come back from break. We are on the Simmons Says Sports Show, sponsored by this segment, Douglas and Lanier, 474-0044, 811 Faulkner Springs Road. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more with Coach Johnny Smith of the Warren County Middle School boys soccer team, undefeated, 5-0, looking for back-to-back championships. Going to be playing some Drake before it's all said and done. Go ahead, Christian.
Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
It's auction time in Tennessee on Saturday, April the 4th at 10 a.m. We'll be at 2100 Beacon Light Road, Morrison, Tennessee, selling 98.78 beautiful acres offered in 11 tracts ranging in size from 5 to 22 acres. This property is mostly sown in grass. There are 2 ponds, a barn, a silo, and a couple of sheds. If you've been looking for a small tract or a nice farm, be ready to bid and buy on auction day. For more info, call 473-LAND or visit dmsimpson.com.
In the Main Street Journal news, voters had the chance to hear directly from the 3 candidates in the race for the 31st Judicial District Attorney General during a forum Thursday night. Incumbent Matt Culvert, along with challengers Lisa Zavigianis and Randall Gilliam, addressed the Warren County Republican Party and answered questions from attendees. Topics ranged from law enforcement cooperation to rehabilitation programs and office management. The special election to fill the remainder of the term vacated by Chris Stanford will be held August 6th, with early voting set for July 16th through August 1st. In other news, Ascension St. Thomas is launching a new Community Catalyst grant program, investing $300,000 across the Upper Cumberland. The funding will support nonprofits and community organizations working to improve access to care and long-term health outcomes. Applications are open through April 24th. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
Make your car shine like new with a full auto detail from Reddick Brown Ford, now up to 50% off at mainstreetshopper.llc. And while you're at it, snag gift certificates to Cumberland Biscuit Company, Southern Traditions Gifts, and Old Oak Mercantile. Perfect for gifting or keeping. Local deals done right. Head to mainstreetshopper.llc today.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobis. Our forecast this morning starting us off with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. A much cooler day than the weekend we just wrapped up. Highs today only in the mid-60s this afternoon. You'll start fairly cloudy and see the sunshine increase throughout today. Overnight tonight, we're back down to the 40s. We'll see the upper 60s tomorrow 70s on Wednesday, and back into the 80s by the time we hit Thursday. Very little rain in the forecast this week.
All right, we're back here on the Simmons Says Sports Show, WBMC 97.7 FM. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, joined by middle school soccer coach Johnny Smith. 5-0 start for the Pioneers, going to be playing again this week, tomorrow night. Looks like y'all are going to, if I'm correct, you said Prescott?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I got that. Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Okay, I need to change my schedule because I have it on for tonight. That's why I couldn't find it when I was looking through Tuesdays.
They wanted it changed forever ago.
Yeah.
And I think it spanned off of their spring break was last week, and our spring break was last week, and it was we need that one practice before we play.
Yeah, hopefully the weather cooperates. It was kind of nasty looking in that air when I was driving in. Maybe it'll look better before the afternoon.
It's chilled out outside.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we'll have that going on there. But hey, we were talking about the idea that y'all put up a ton of goals. It seems like last year y'all were able to score. This year, it's not been a lot of drop-off. I mean, y'all are averaging over 5 goals a game. I mean, it might be more than that, actually. I can't do – I'm trying to do the math in my head. Well, I will stick with over 5 goals a game. Austin Breedlove, Adrian Cordova. I think they were the two that had the hat tricks against Upperman. When you have 2 scores that teams have to track at all times, what does that do for an offense? You can go ahead. Yeah, you got that. It happens. Don't worry about it. Austin Breedlove, Adrian Cordova. I think, as you were telling me during the break, I guess the thing that makes them very dangerous is they do it in different ways.
Yes.
So what's it like trying to craft an offense around 2 very skilled scorers who can score from different levels?
It's trying to keep them involved. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the tough side of it. Because at some points they are so dangerous at what they do. There are some that I can just say, here, when the ball's at your feet, put your head down and go.
Yeah.
And then I got, some that it's, their expertise is not necessarily the dribbling, it's the distribute or maybe even off a set piece. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their role, though. That's the benefit. And then they all understand that, hey, when coach says do this, I know what to do. Yeah. I know what to take care of.
Well, you were telling me during the break that one of the things that has helped as well, and you just mentioned it with set pieces, sounds like Cordova's kind of figured out free kicks a little bit for y'all. I mean, is he where's his range of where he could potentially put it on frame from?
Right now, I don't even want to put a top on it. I mean, he has shown tremendous growth over the last 2 years. He come in last year, coach, hey, can I work on free kicks? Can I take free kicks? And I said, well, show me what you can do. We'll work on it at practice, see what happens. And I think 90% of it comes from just having that confidence of, hey, I can do this. And I at this point, hey, anything between 45 yards and in, it's hey, Adrian, put it on frame.
What makes a kid a good person, a good selection to take those free kicks? Like what's that skill set got to be other than, I would assume, a pretty strong leg?
The confidence, like I said, that stems a lot of it. Somebody that can read a defense, mm-hmm. That can understand how to strike the ball at what point, how to set the ball. Some people just roll it and they're like, okay, I can hit it. And then he's taking the time to slow down and look at, okay, I set the ball this way, or how I adjust to step to the ball. Mm-hmm. It's almost a science for him at this point, and he enjoys it.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, the good thing about that is, even at the young age that y'all have these kids, that there's a lot of – it seems like a lot of kids on y'all's team that are taking the time, and I'm sure you're taking the time in practice to work on the little finer points about this. Because, I mean, let's be honest, y'all, with some of these games that y'all are winning and the blowouts, it could be easy to say, let's get out of here. Let's go win 9-0. We got this. Let's just – pack it up, go home. We'll be done. We'll be done in 45 minutes tops, and we don't really have to work on anything. But it seems like y'all take the time to say, hey, look, it's not just about getting to 9-0 at halftime. We can learn some things on the fly. Would you say that that's something that y'all work on a lot?
Practice wise, we come in every day and it's get something out of it. Mm-hmm. They're kids. They've been shut into school all day. They need the moment to kind of relax and breathe. So they do get a little, giggling, aggravating each other, whatever. They're our boys. Mm-hmm. But coming into practice every day is something we need to get better at. We try to find, the talks after games. It's you take your game, and I want you to find 5 positives that you did, but I also want you to find 3 negatives. And the thing of it is, I want you to be able to take, at the end, we want 8 positives. Mm-hmm. I don't want 5 and 3. Yep. And you take something that you think you can do better at and build off of it. When you come to practice, get better in this today.
And do you feel like the kids are adopting that or adapting to everything that they're doing? I mean, obviously, the record says that y'all are getting better and better and better. The championships obviously say that they've bought into it. But do you see that on a daily basis of kids understanding, hey, today I need to work on this, tomorrow I need to and then tomorrow if something else crops up, are they really taking the challenge that you've put out there for them?
I feel like they are. If not, they're telling me one thing. I get text all the time. Coach, I've been out working on, striking the ball harder. Yeah. How I can make this pass, how I need to direct somebody. They have their own little group text, and they'll get out on Saturday, Sunday, sometimes even after practice. Hey, anybody want to go kick again? Yeah. And they'll go spend 2-3 hours with themselves. I don't have to be sitting there babysitting them. And that is the biggest enjoyment in hearing this, is that they have decided they want it. They're not having to be forced to do it. They want it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, when they start taking leadership roles, especially that early, and you've kind of won the battle already, and it seems like y'all are ready to win some wars when it comes down to it in the district as well. Last thing, with soccer. And look, you know a lot more about soccer than I know about soccer, but pace. Are y'all a team that wants to dictate? I mean, obviously everybody wants to dictate pace in any sport, but are y'all a team that wants to play super fast? Do y'all want to play loose? Are y'all trying to, put the hit-aheads around and run under it? Or are y'all a team that kind of wants to control? What is the perfect Pioneer pace when y'all are out on the field?
We want to set the pace. Yep. We want to control. We run a formation-wise that, if you read it off paper, mm-hmm. somebody says, oh, you're a defensive team. That's all you worry about is playing defense. Not for me. Well, the game.
I would say y'all. The scoreboard tells a different story.
The game itself can be so beautiful mm-hmm. if you do things the right ways. And these kids truly enjoy being able to transition, being able to move. We want to be able to look at our opponent and say, I know I can outrun you, but I want to last longer. Yeah. I guess explain it this way, like a boxing fight. Yeah. You want to make all the rounds. You don't want to be a knockout punch in the second round, now you go home. Yeah. Is that fun at times? Yeah. But there's that moment of, hey, I can sit back here and work and get better and make something happen out of something that, maybe it shouldn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, in some aspects too with that, and it sounds like with some of the matches that y'all have already had this year is, it's not when you're in the lower card matches, it's okay to take the big heavyweight swing, mm-hmm. but somebody's going to push you to the brink in the title fight. Yes. You better have the stamina to do it.
Yes.
So it sounds like y'all are already building that stamina, building that skill set, and also building the idea of what y'all want to do in those paces of that. All right, we got to take another break here on the Simmons Says Show. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more. We'll take an outlook. We'll take the rest of the season look at the Pioneer soccer team when we come back.
On the farm, uptime isn't just nice to have, it's a must-have. That's why JLG Ag telehandlers are a multitasking workhorse. Whether moving and loading more, stacking higher, or even accessing tighter spots with compact models, these machines help poultry, cotton, and row crop producers maximize every moment on the job. Once you get behind the wheel, you'll get more done. See JLG Ag telehandlers for yourself. Come out to Try Green Equipment in McMinnville at 305 Shangri-La Lane.
Good morning from Town Talk on WBMC. I'm Rob.
And I'm Raven, and we're inviting local businesses to join the Town Talk Breakfast Club.
Here's how it works. Just go to the Town Talk Facebook page, find the Breakfast Club post, and comment your business name to enter.
Every Friday, we'll draw one lucky winner live on air.
And you'll win a free fresh breakfast from your team at the cafe at Tree City.
They've rolled out a delicious new breakfast menu, fresh-made favorites, morning classics, and yes, coffee is included.
Join the Town Talk Breakfast Club, only on WBMC.
If you've been doing something for 10 years, it means it's important to you. Farm Credit Mid-America has been paying back their customer owners a portion of their profits in the form of patronage for 10 straight years. More than $1.75 billion, in fact. They're a cooperative owned by farmers, so they're invested in building something strong together. Patronage is an annual decision made by the Board of Directors to return earnings to eligible customers. For more information on patronage or patronage eligibility, visit fcma.com/patronage.
A new week means more great weekly specials from our friends at Warehouse Discount Groceries. Now listen to these. 73% lean ground beef, family pack, just $3.99 a pound. Sundrop, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, A&W RC Cola 24-pack, $8.88. Old Bananas, 49 cents a pound. And Blue Bunny Ice Cream, $3.99. Don't forget about the full-service deli from our friends at Warehouse Discount Groceries, 835 Smithville Highway on the Strip.
Hi, I'm Chris Chauvin, owner of Reddick Brown Ford. Reddick Brown Ford is your hometown dealership, and we treat people the way neighbors should. Right now, on all new Fords, you pay what we pay. No markups, no games, just a fair deal. Come see us at Reddick Brown Ford. We're doing right by people still matters.
Reddick Brown Ford, built on spits with thank the Lord. If you're looking for a heart that roars, you're riding in a Reddick Brown Ford. Oh, yeah.
When life feels heavy, when grief, anxiety, or family struggles won't let you breathe, you don't have to walk alone. At Hope House Counseling Center in McMinnville, our team offers individual, couples, and family counseling tailored to your story. Teletherapy or in-office sessions, sliding scales payment options, and insurance is accepted because healing should be within reach. Take that next step towards peace. Call 931-271-8267 or visit myhopecounseling.org. That's myhopecounseling.org. Hope House Counseling Center, where hope becomes your pathway forward.
All right, we are back for the final segment of the Simmons Says Sports Show here on WBMC. In the first hour here on 97.7 FM, make sure to tune in for the second hour. We'll have Coach Ronnie Brown joining us here. We're going to talk a little bit about a Pioneer Baseball 1992 state championship coach is going to be in. But right now we have Coach Johnny Smith, who's looking for some championships of his own. We have alluded to the fact that y'all are in a new district, District 7-2A, TMSAA, which is the Tennessee Middle School version, the TSSAA, which are their secondary schools up there at the top. I don't know, maybe it's THSAA? I don't know. Anyways, we don't have to get into that topic. The TMSAA has worked in the last few years to kind of restructure and put together districts, regions, sectionals, state champions,
yes,
of which the soccer team can be.
This is the first year.
I would say this is the first year of it because I was going to say last year, y'all go, you win a championship, and it was like, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's it. 9-2, y'all win y'all's conference. There's nobody else for y'all to play, even though there's conference champions around the state. Well, the TMSA comes in and says, we'll rectify that. Here's District 7AA. Y'all have 9 teams in it, including yourselves.
Yes.
So what does the tournament format look like for a 9-team? Or is everybody in it, or do you have to win?
It's the top 6 go on.
Top 6, okay.
It's 6 out of 9, and then you're going to play the first 2 round, or the first round is at the upper seed.
Mm-hmm.
So to eliminate some, the semis and the championship are at White County this year.
Okay.
I think the date on that's April 30th is the district championship. Of course, and then from there you got to make the championship to go on. You win the championship, you host a region game. If you lose, you travel. Then of course, it's basically on that. After that, you win, you keep going. If you lose, you're out.
So District 7 2A, 6 out of the teams make it. 6 out of the 9 teams make it. Y'all are 5-0. You've already won some district games, so y'all probably, in the grand scheme of things, y'all probably already put yourselves pretty well ahead of the curve on getting into that top 6. Now, granted, I don't think top 6 is what y'all are looking for.
Yeah, well, that's as the boys would probably tell you, Coach, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
We hold ourselves to a higher standard. We talk about the fact of being a student athlete, so student comes first. But the thing that we always want to hold to is to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the thing of it is, you got to set your goals high and go get them. Don't sit back and say, "Well, I made it, I clinched." Well, what number are you? Well, I'm number 6. I just barely made it in. No, we don't want that. We want to be in it. We've talked about the term. We want to be, instead of being the hunter, we want to be the hunted. We want them chasing us. We don't want to have to be looking for somebody else.
Yeah. Well, right now, 5-0 start probably has put a little bit of a target on y'all's back. And again, too, tomorrow night sounds like it's going to be a proving ground of where y'all are at and where Prescott's at. That'll be tomorrow night in Cookeville. Got more games there. But again, so we got district championship chances. If you make it to the title game, you get to go on the region. You want to have that. You want to win that district championship because you get to host the region. Same for the region. You get to host sectionals, potentially a state. So there is a path that this year's soccer team doesn't have to top out with a CTC banner. It could hang region banners, sectional banners, state banners.
There's hardware coming with these.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That'd be nice to have, to fit that trophy case. The middle school trophy case is pretty large. There's been several that's come through that.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to see a new piece.
Yep. Oh, I will say, just to ask on that, because Rob Nunley just popped into the comment section and asked a pretty good question and said, well, how do you balance winning at the middle school level with preparing these kids for the high school level? Does one take care of the other, or do you just even try to keep that out of your mind?
The goal is to build a program. I think that's always been a big, probably tune into the Sports Authority. You'll probably hear that one. That's always been a big thing about, where are we at? Our junior pros should be filling into the middle schools, and then, middle school to the high school. And, nobody seems to fully understand where things just go. Where do these kids disappear to? Like we can make titles and make championships at this level, but then it just disappears. It's the instillment now of, hey, if you want something from this, don't stop now. I want to build a program and continue it going. My feel like now is I've got to see where these kids are, and I have to have them from this point to this point, so that when they go on to the high school, they can pick up and keep going.
Yep.
Not, now, hey, this kid can barely dribble. Why was he on the team? And you sent him to me for what? So.
Yeah. So how was there any kind of, you were talking about, hey, we need the junior pros to go to the middle school, high school. What's the coordination like? I mean, do you have a lot of talks in season, before season with Coach Cordova? Do y'all have any kind of influence or any kind of talks with Pistol Park about where our young kids are training? I mean, because that's the thing to me is like when you're talking about trying to build a full through and through program, you would think that would need to be as streamlined as it possibly can be.
It's in the works. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's in the works to try to, get more camps coming where, hey, you can get out and meet, these kids, see where they're going. Hey, there might be a young one you can keep your eye on, and see how they get to, when they get to this age. The travel circuit's getting bigger, so that, stems a lot too. But, there needs to be truly hey, this is what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
You need to, when they leave this league, they need to be able to do these 3 things.
Yeah, not to steal some ideas and thoughts from Nunley, but we were having a similar-ish discussion about pipelines and how you have to build those in Warren County. And one thing that he brought up was sometimes you just have to have people that care about the goal for everybody instead of individually, because there are times when people get into it. And look, in any sport in Warren County, if you go out and volunteer to coach, you're doing something.
Right.
And it should be appreciated. But if you're only volunteering to coach because you want to help one specific kid, potentially your kid, and then all of a sudden that's the only focus, it takes a little bit of it might not help the pipeline as much as you might think it will. That being said, again, too, we have to have coaches. We have to have coaches at every level. So I do applaud anybody that will volunteer and coach. And I know you've done that for a long time. You've done that for a few sports.
Yes.
By the way, you miss any of it, or are you a soccer guy through and through?
Soccer's always at my heart.
Yeah.
I do miss basketball a little bit.
I was gonna say, your old stomping grounds out there, they're trying to rebuild again. Out there at Covenant and everything.
They're trying.
Best of luck to them.
Yes.
I know you're wishing them well. I know you've had some fond memories out there.
Oh, definitely. And I've reached back out a few times.
Yeah.
You know.
And I talked to the guy that was going to get that together. I might have to bring him on the show and talk a little bit about that and let him sell the virtues of trying to get back out there and build a Covenant. It's a good I mean, I like the gym's nice. They got that they got that new floor, and then all of a sudden the program kind of went by the wayside. And I feel like, I mean, you of all people, I'm sure still pretty disappointed that just kind of fell through at the very end.
That's a sensitive subject there, Jeff.
I apologize, Johnny. But no, I do. Is it right now all the soccer that you're focused on? But you're still a young guy when it all comes down to it. What do you feel like? I got Ronnie Brown coming in here in a minute. This is a sports Hall of Famer. Like, what do you feel like your legacy could potentially be in soccer or any sport when it comes to coaching in Warren County?
It ain't all about me. That's how I keep it. It's not about me. I enjoy what I do, and I'm touching kids' lives here, there, and everywhere. Would that feeling be great later on? Yes, I'm not gonna lie. I think every human would say that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, walking around Walmart, you go out of town, and you have people that see you. Hey, you coached at. I played for you. Those memories, those feelings. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that is the most rewarding thing about the coaching is just being able to build the connections with the kids that last even beyond whatever sport that you end up playing with that. But yeah, so Prescott tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. Any other games this week?
It's supposed to be Avery Trace on Friday.
Avery Trace on
at
Friday.
Home.
Let's see if I can make sure I got that. I do have that one, 5:30 at home. So that'd be so. And y'all play y'all's games at the high school?
Yes.
All right. Y'all, do you want to make a sales pitch for y'all's on field? Everybody else is in the county. You want to do you want to make a quick one?
I can just come out in the mid. We'll find a big field and I'll spray paint it. Let's go.
Don't care where.
Get the ball out and let's play. I don't have to have something big fancy to play on. It's all about in this town. We all need to be together. And working together and take care of what we got. Yeah. And I mean, I don't see that we have to go the next big fancy thing. Yeah. Why not just let's take care of what we have and make it into something.
You ever talk to Ben or anything over at the middle school about maybe like trying to be able to play a boys soccer day game in the spring at Nunley?
Boys are asking. The hardest part for that is getting officials.
Yeah. That's true.
Trying to be in the middle of the day and everything. There may be an opportunity for it. I mean, I've had the idea. The boys are pressing hard for coach. Go ask, please. Go ask.
Yeah.
I may go, to admin or see what can happen. I can't promise anything, but we see what happens.
Let me help you out. Hey, Warren County Middle School athletic directors and anybody else admin like that. Let them play during the day. Let's see if they can get officials on there. Let them play during the day. It'd be fun. All the kids will love it. We play day football games. We can play a day soccer game. Hey, let the girls do it in the fall too. I don't care. Hey, as long as the field is okay. As long as because that feels pretty important, sacred in Warren County. So we got to make sure you've played on that field.
I have.
Yep. So I'll go. So there you go. You don't have to ask. I asked for you. Well, Johnny, I hope y'all have success. Hope that everything goes well tomorrow night. Big battle of Prescott South. Of course, a lot of things that y'all still want to be doing. I want to see y'all playing at the end of April and into May.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That is the goal.
Yep. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you. We're going to take a quick break here on the Simmons Says program. We're going to get Ronnie Brown in here. So, hey, that's do it for the first hour of the Simmons Says Sports Show, and we will be back with the Simmons Says Coaches Show in the second hour here on Monday. Hope everybody had a good time. We will have tomorrow in studio. I do know we have a guest, and by the time that I get back with Ronnie Brown, I'll be able to tell you who it is because I have like 5 different people in my head right now that I think, oh, we have Dr. Grant Swallows coming in tomorrow. That's who we have. I'll ask him. We'll be back.
I got my eyes on you. You're everything that I see. I won't show high love and emotion endlessly. I can't get over you.
Talk Radio, WBMC, and translator W249DQ McMinnville, WBMC.
The following news is brought to you by TriStar Realty, Turner McKinney.
Well, are you thinking about selling? You want someone you can trust, someone who's been here and knows this community? Well, TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company, they've served the Upper Cumberland since 1987. And when it comes to auctions, you'll work directly with Turner McKinney. Now, Turner has over 10 years of hands-on auction experience, and even after the sale is over, Turner's still there answering questions, offering guidance, and making sure you're taken care of. TriStar Real Estate Auction Company. Local experience, real relationships, and proven results.
In the Main Street Journal News, Ben Lomond Connect is expanding its fleet with new service vehicles aimed at improving efficiency across its coverage area. The company has added a new Ford Transit cargo van for its managed IT division, with additional vehicles on the way for both IT and security teams. Officials say the added space allows crews to carry more equipment, from large network cabinets to smaller components, reducing the need for multiple trips and helping teams complete more work in a single visit, especially when traveling outside Warren County. In other news, Midway CIC will host its annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28th at 10:30 a.m. Organizers say hot dogs will be provided and families are asked to bring a side dish and baskets for children participating in the event. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather update brought to you by Prince HVAC.
Prince HVAC would like to thank all their customers throughout Warren County for their continued support. Prince HVAC provides dependable heating and air conditioning services, including repairs, new installations, service calls, and ductwork to keep your home comfortable year-round. If your system needs attention, give Corey Prince a call today. Call 931-703-2597. That's 931-703-2597.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red Meteorologist Greg Bobis. Our forecast this morning starting us off with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. A much cooler day than the weekend we just wrapped up. Highs today only in the mid-60s this afternoon. It'll start fairly cloudy and see the sunshine increase throughout today. Overnight tonight, we're back down to the 40s. We'll see the upper 60s tomorrow, 70s on Wednesday, and back into the 80s by the time we hit Thursday. Very little rain in the forecast this week.
I'm Ed Harrell, and this is The Kindness Revolution. I just read an article entitled Change is Good. You go first. The author went on to say that change is the key that unlocks the door to growth and excitement in any organization. The leader's ability to inspire a culture of change can make or break their success. I think this not only applies to corporations but individuals as well, especially if the change is for the good. At some time in most of our lives, we recognize the need for change. From exercise to finances, from relationships to eating habits, we all reach a time when change would be good. That may be the time when we should grasp that culture of change that organizations recognize and make the necessary changes required for our personal continued success. I'll be the first to admit that change is hard, but I agree with the author. Change is good. I'll go first. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
I need to take them out.
However it helps for you, Coach. Hey, we are here on the Simmons Says Coaches Show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am your host, Jeff Simmons. We have a special second hour ready to bring y'all here with a coaches portion, and we brought in the coach. We brought in Ronnie Brown. Ronnie, how you doing, Coach?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well when it all is said and done. Yeah, you're going to have to flip that one over there, make sure everything can hear me. But, Coach, we really appreciate you wanting to talk a little bit about baseball, talk a little bit about retirement ceremonies and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of good things happening in Warren County baseball, and I know you keep up with it.
I do. It's wonderful. I love the program. I really do. I'm so proud of them, and I'm proud of that facility.
Yeah.
And you know, that's a long way from when we were playing Oak Civic Center with that hump right before third base, and Coach Philip King took a bunch in the mouth off that hump. So,
well, I was gonna ask, I mean, first with that, I mean, the baseball team 12-0 after a winning against Smyrna, and I saw a comment on one of our stories that we posted. Again, you can read all about the baseball team at the mainstreetjournal.llc. Anybody that wants to subscribe to that and let it get all your information, or follow us on Facebook too. You can get a little bit of information, but you got to subscribe to get all of it. And a comment said something about seeing the baseball team being undefeated just feels right. And I think that goes back to something we were talking about, which is, we united the schools in 1969, Central and City, and then ended up having Warren County High School at that point, Warren County Senior High. From 69 to now, it seems like baseball's always been something. Whether it was you, Coach Leo Walker, now Phillip, all the coaches there, that we've always had some string of success. Not always dominant, but pretty good. But it does feel like when you see 12-0, you're like, yeah, that's what we did. That was our thing. So what is it like seeing a guy you coached now coaching a team that's having that kind of success?
Well, it gives me a tremendous amount of pride. Philip King was an extremely tough player. Mm-hmm. I coached him in football and baseball.
Yep.
So, I know him pretty good, and I certainly know the family. The first one I had was Greg.
Now, I hear that Greg was kind of a flashy player.
Greg was the talented player.
Yeah.
Greg was one of the most talented players I've ever coached. Mm. And he came by all that natural. Right the opposite with Phillip. Mm. He wasn't that gifted, but he's the epitome of what hard work can do, and how you can advance and get better even into the college ranks. Mm-hmm. And I know he. And we were talking about the ground balls. I do know I've hit him ground balls and my hands bled.
Yeah.
And so he worked extremely hard. Didn't have to do Greg that way.
Yeah.
Then we had to take care of Norma Joe. We had to
the whole family going out there to get them ready to roll. No, Coach, I mean, yeah, it's watching the baseball team now. It kind of the similarities start popping up, and look, the comparisons are not even. We're not even ready to start making any of those comparisons. But I think the thing that has been the most impressive about this year's baseball team, they beat Smyrna in 9 innings. On Saturday, they've had a couple of different walk-offs. They've had impressive showings on the road that you start saying, like, that's what good baseball teams do.
Yeah.
They can go and win on the road. They can go win late. And most of the time when you look at the box scores of these games is rarely beating themselves. It's a team that doesn't walk a lot of people, doesn't have a lot of errors. So
yeah.
I think that, do you feel like that's kind of that's in a nutshell is what Pioneer baseball is always built around. It's never been built around about, well, we're just going to overwhelm y'all with talent.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, and that's that's how we got good, truly. And I had coaches that believed in our program and did the same thing, but we taught fundamentals. We taught it every day, and when you do that, you're pretty sound. And then you put good practice on top of that, and then you get real sound. Yep. And then you throw a little luck in every once in a while, and you're pretty dang good. But teaching fundamentals is truly, I used to get tickled. If we had a man on first base, and he took his lead off, I was a stickler about base running, and I made him get the outside toe toward second at a 45-degree angle to the infield, and they just looked at me like, "What are you doing that for?" Law of physics. Yeah. It gives you a best move to second. It also gives you the best move back to the bag if they pick you.
Yeah.
So little things. Do all the little things right, and the big ones take care of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, as somebody who was able to impart some of that stuff on Philip King and now seeing Philip come back and take over the program, do you feel like that's probably one of the as you said, a guy that grinded for every bit of success that he had, is that seem like that's the kind of guy that you're like, yeah, I know he's not going to skip steps when it comes to it.
No, he's not. And you know, I take a tremendous amount of pride. And when I left that program, I knew it was in great hands. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, my succession part was, okay, I got Coach Walker. Mm-hmm. Then when Coach Walker is done coaching, we got Coach Cox.
Yeah.
And I actually thought it out that far. Yeah. But Coach Cox had bigger plans.
Of which he went and accomplished, yeah.
which he accomplished. And one thing people don't know is how much he supported all the athletic programs in Warren County, not just high school baseball. I mean, all of them. And so he did as much for athletics off
At
the
Express
field
Motors, we're working hard to reinvent the used car buying
as anybody.
Yeah, he was. Coach Cox, who was he was my. I always. It's funny that you start seeing what Bobby ended up going and doing. I mean, he's director of schools. He did all that stuff. He's superintendent, director of schools, whichever one that they wanted to call it back then. Did a lot there, but I always think of him as PE teacher, man.
Yeah,
he was my West Elementary PE teacher back in the day. He was a great guy, and he just, like you said, I think he had a passion for helping all athletics when it came across the board, and did a great job of that. And of course, Coach Walker's done a pretty good job with that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more on the program. And I think Coach King's done that, and I think that's the reason why. Even though I don't think we've ever actually done the induction ceremony, the reason why Jimmy Walker, Greg King, and Philip King were all a part of that 2024 Warren County Sports Hall of Fame class. They've just not been officially inducted.
Yeah, and I do have a problem with that.
Yeah. We're going to make that happen.
I think that those people are asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. Well.
And I wish, I really and truly wish they would let somebody have it that would do it right and run it right. It's not fair to the people out there. We've got athletes, former athletes out in this county that go all the way back to playing high school basketball for Irving College, Dibble, Centertown, places like that probably need to be in. But, you can't find them people anymore. And I think you're on that committee.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you are. And so I just don't understand what the problem is. I just wish that I do know a program that would take it and run it right. I was fortunate enough to go with Coach Mathis to his induction to the Hall of Fame in Tullahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole wing dedicated to it.
Yep.
And they do it right. And it's not that hard.
Yep.
I mean, it takes a little work.
Oh, it
takes time, and it takes some money.
Yep.
But it's worth every penny. It's worth every second you put into it. And I wish, hope, and pray that our people would wake up and take care of what's going on in sports and what happened in the past.
Oh, I agree.
Sorry, I'm on my soapbox.
Oh no, not at all. You and I have had this discussion because I do think that there's the Hall of Fame needs some reforming and some reshaping and some more than anything, probably some new people in the meetings that have the voices. And I think what you just said would be a very, very, very good thing for a lot of people to hear when it comes to that. We are going to talk a little bit more about retirement ceremonies, Hall of Famers, Mount Rushmore of Warren County Pioneer Baseball, and probably a lot about some 1992, maybe get some nice stories about what all happened in 1992 with Coach Ronnie Brown when we come back from the break.
At Express Motors, we're working hard to reinvent the used car buying experience. For you, that means a transparent deal on only quality inspected cars by our own mechanics. And great extras like free oil changes, free tows, and discounted service after the sale. We are the buy here, pay here car dealership you can trust. So come see us at 352 West Morford Street in McMinnville. Express Motors, where peace of mind and car buying come together. See our inventory now at expressmotorstn.com.
Imagine a youth basketball league. One company owns the team, hires the referees, runs the league office, and owns the arena. Now your kid's on another team. When the game starts, the referee works for the other team, the rules are written by them, and the arena owner decides what it costs to play. That's not a fair game, but that's exactly what's happening in healthcare. Companies like CVS Health own the insurance company, the pharmacy benefit manager, and the pharmacy itself. When one company writes the rules, sets the prices, and plays in the game, patients and local pharmacies don't stand a chance. Learn more at tnpharmacyalliance.org.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Getting a loan can sometimes be confusing and intimidating. You may have questions before you make the decision to borrow money. If you need help with a car, home, or personal loan, I'd be glad to talk it over with you. Come by and see me, Meredith Woodley, or any of our lending team. At Security Federal Savings Bank, we look forward to helping you find the answers you need to feel at ease with your next purchase. That's Security Federal Savings Bank, the friendliest bank in town. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Where can you find all of these things? Pinto Bean Auction, bingo, pet therapy, church services, bus trips, spa manicures, live music, an amazing beautician, and so much more. We're local. NHC Healthcare McMinnville offers all of these opportunities in addition to skilled, compassionate medical care. After all, we are taking care of people. For volunteer opportunities, contact Amanda Sane at 473-8431.
Coach Cox. Daddy was my coach.
All right, we're back here on the Simmons Says Coach Show. And Coach Brown was just informing me that the pipeline just continues to go and go and go because you said that Coach Cox, Bobby Cox, his dad was your coach.
His dad was my coach.
Yeah.
He was my football coach until my senior year, and he was my baseball coach maybe my junior year.
Yeah.
And, of course, Coach John Brock was the coach in my senior year.
Yeah.
But, Coach Cox, I mean, golly, what a legend, what a coach, what a temper.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I know that there was some, I don't know if you were hearing any of my show earlier, they were talking about, I think somebody clipped out Rick Pitino from the weekend yelling at one of his players and was talking about, they were like, I don't know if this is how you want to coach. I'm like, I think Rick Pitino kind of knows how to coach. He's figured it out.
Yeah, I think he's got it down pretty good.
Yeah, well, let's take a stroll down memory lane in 1992 because I want to say that maybe one of the turning points for y'all's team was a coach getting a little animated. Was there a bucket kicked at some point in the dugout that might have spurred on a big time winning streak? If I remember that story correctly.
Well, actually, there were several events.
Yeah.
There was a fungo bat thrown in the dugout at Oakland High School, and they had rafters in their dugout.
Yeah.
So when it was turned loose.
Yeah, when somebody threw it.
When somebody threw it, and And John Parton he was our scorekeeper, and he was sitting in there working on the book, and most of the players were out. But we had a terrible warm up, and just loafing and carrying on, and so right after that, I walked over there and I took that fungo bat and slung it, and it got up in the rafters, and it just kept bouncing around in that dugout, and poor John Parton, he was diving out. He was diving out. Yeah, we've had that. We've had buckets kicked. Bucket kicking was always good.
Yeah.
That seemed to be effective.
Yeah. Did anybody ever get hurt by a bucket kick?
No, not really.
That's good. Yeah. You never want to kick a heavy bucket.
No, you don't want to kick a full bucket.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, pick your bucket.
Well, coaching staff that you had on there. I mean, you're head coach. Bobby Cox is helping you. Jimmy Walker's helping you. I think maybe Franklin Fisher would have been around at that time. Who all was on that staff, and how are y'all organized when it came to game time structure?
Coach Fisher was the strength and conditioning coach.
Pretty good choice.
It was a great, and he to be truthful, he was that for the whole athletic program. But when he was working with baseball athletes, their program was different, a lot more stretching and things like that, and lighter weights and a lot of conditioning, and so he did that. He was good at that, and then Coach Walker was the next one that came on, and his knowledge of baseball is unbelievable. And so when he elected, I probably cost him a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
because he had graduated from Tennessee Tech, and he was going to be in the nursery business.
Yeah,
and he was probably going to be a multi-millionaire. It's the way he's hardworking.
Yeah.
But so when he decided to come out of that rank and serve as a coach at Warren County High School, well, you don't have to be a genius to know where it went from there. All the way to principal of the high school.
Yeah,
but his knowledge of baseball again was very, very good, and his knowledge of college coaches. That's one thing that we did was we looked at all of our seniors coming up, and we would sit down and we would send letters out to junior colleges and colleges to D1 all the way down to nothing, and we would send them recommendations on players that we had that we would like for them to look at.
Yep.
All right, so that was one thing Jimmy and I did. And then when we got Coach Cox, coaching catchers is a whole nother ball game. And Coach Cox was a catcher, and played a little college ball as a catcher. One of his biggest strengths was teaching hitting.
Yeah.
Golly, you talking about hit a baseball? He hit one up in Manchester one day that I'm not sure it's come down yet. I mean, he put it in orbit, and the big thing about it was, and I always kid him, he was a dead pull hitter.
Yeah.
And so it was funny. We'd go play, and when he'd come up, all the defense, they'd put the big shift on. That shift didn't work if it went out of the park.
That is true. That is true. Is he a dead pull golfer too?
He's a pretty good golfer. I think he did pull. I think he still pulls it a little bit. But when you pull a golf shot, you hit it farther than you do when you hit it straight.
That is true. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
No, that coaching staff was put together, very, very versatile. Everybody could overlap and do a lot of different things and kind of set the tone. But what was the general approach? Because I do think that is something that maybe that people don't understand sometimes now is now that we've gotten 34 years past that, and people are like, oh, you got to coach this way, you got to coach that way. That's a pretty intense group of guys that probably led to having a pretty intense group of baseball players that wanted to go accomplish some things.
Exactly, and you are right. And the big thing about what we did as a coaching staff was we all knew what to do and when to do it and all that, but we were four individuals that had different minds, so we didn't agree on everything. But I put an emphasis on that's fine. We can agree on nothing, but when we don't agree, we're going to do it in our office, and we're going to work it out in there. And when we go to the field or to a meeting, we are together, all of us. Not it's not my idea. It's not Jimmy's idea. It wasn't Coach Cox or Coach Fisher. We all supported that, and man, it worked well. It really did.
Yeah, I mean, when you present that unified front as a coaching staff, it kind of makes sure that the team understands that there's unity amongst everybody. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that Ronnie Brown has had this happen for him, but there's going to be a big thing happen this upcoming weekend on Saturday, and that will be Jimmy Walker's number will be retired at Patrick Ramsey Field. So we're going to ask him a little bit about what it's like to have your number retired at Patrick Ramsey Field and what made Jimmy Walker so special. We'll talk about that when we come back from break.
Get ready for Seafood Feast at Captain D's of McMinnville. Listen to these lunch specials. 2-piece fish or chicken, popcorn shrimp, or baked fish, all for $7.99. 2-piece catfish dinner for $8.99. Dinner specials, 3-piece fish, chicken, grilled whitefish for $8.99. Fried whitefish, $7.99. And 2 can dine for $14.99. And for the family pack bundle, $29.99. Includes the gallon of tea, 10 fish or chicken, family size appetizer, and 2 side items. Captain D's, Smithville Highway.
At Namaste Wellness and Aesthetics, we believe in total well-being. From expert gynecological care to personalized weight loss programs, hormone replacement therapy, and rejuvenating IV hydration. Rediscover balance, restore confidence, and embrace wellness like never before. Because when you feel good, you glow. Visit Namaste Wellness and Aesthetics online at namastewellnessclinic.com. NAMASTE wellnessclinic.com. Your journey to wellness starts now.
No two farms are the same, but something every farmer can agree on is that the land is so much more than just a farm. It's their livelihood, their lifestyle, and their legacy. That's something you don't have to explain to a farmer-owned lender. Learn how working with a farmer-owned lender can get you a farm real estate loan designed for your unique operations needs at fcma.com/real estate. Loan subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
For over 60 years, one name has stood for trust, value, heritage, and exceptional care. Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta, Tennessee. From their outstanding service department to a fine selection of quality new and used vehicles, they're committed to doing things the right way. So whether you're looking for a new Chevrolet, car, truck, or SUV, you'll find real savings and the kind of stellar customer service that keeps people coming back for years to come. Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta. The best deal and service you won't find anywhere else.
Great, I clicked on something I shouldn't have. I guess I'm going to have to call. Micah.
Never fear, citizen. Ben Lomond Managed IT is here.
Citizen?
Our Managed IT team can train businesses on how to better protect them from viruses and malware, plus help with firewalls to minimize the risk of being attacked.
You've really got to lose the spandex, man.
Call your local BLC office today or go to benlomandconnect.com. Our IT superheroes can help your company squash online evildoers.
I gotta admit, the cape is pretty cool.
Enter a world of action, suspense, comedy, and romance at 3-Star Cinema, where the latest stars shine and the perfect movie captivates you. Now showing
Project Hail Mary rated PG-13. Reminders of Him rated PG-13. Hoppers rated PG. I Can Only Imagine 2 rated PG. Scream 7 rated R.
Call the 24-hour movie line for showtimes at 473-7600. Experience your hometown movies at 3-Star Cinema.
All right, we're back on the Simmons Says Coaches Show here on Mondays. We do this from 10 to 11 a.m. on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am Jeff Simmons, your host. I'm here with Coach Ronnie Brown, legendary coach of Warren County of his 1992 state championship baseball team. Also pointed out that he was the offensive coordinator for the 1990 team on football that went 8-3. So a versatile coach that can that can teach you multiple sports at multiple times. And he can play a little bit of golf too. I've seen him do it. Coach Ronnie Brown here with us, and we were talking before the break about retirement ceremonies. You had your own retirement ceremony, the Jersey retirement ceremony. You've probably had multiple retirement ceremonies, but Jersey retirement you had a couple of years ago at Patrick Ramsey Field. What is it like when they called you and said, hey, we're going to do this, and we want you to come out for that? And what was that day like? What do you remember from it?
Gosh, I remember so many things and how people had baked stuff, and he had different places, and they had my number on there, and then they had my number out where the catcher works, and it was very humbling, extremely humbling, and it's hard to believe. I had a hard time believing that somebody would do that when I was doing something that I loved so much. I truly loved coaching, and my heart and first love was football. Yeah. It really was. I played at MTSU, and I loved it, and I ended up getting into baseball at Smyrna High School. When I was there, their coach asked me, he said, would you help me? And I said, okay, yeah, sure. And because I could keep up with football players.
Yeah. Yeah.
so I did. I helped him 1 year, and then that summer the principal called me, and he said, I need to see you a minute. I thought, oh, gosh. And so I went in, and he said, well, you're the new head baseball coach here at Smyrna High School. Richard Thomas is taking the job with Bridgestone. And I went, I am?
That's a nice interview.
Oh, man. So I went to clinics. I studied. I worked. And I give Jerry Mathis, one guy that we bumped heads for years and years and years, but he's a great friend of mine. And he really helped me through those early years of that. So I learned a lot from him. But he's a good man, and he's had 2 state champions. Yeah. So
that's big time. And again, too, like you said, just that day that you get out there, and I'm like you said, they got your number everywhere. Mm-hmm. They put the banner up in there. Now, a guy that you brought the coach with you, Jimmy Walker, is going to have that same thing happen this Saturday. Warren County will take on Milan. That'll be March 28th. The game will be at 1 o'clock. The jersey ceremony will be around noon is what I've been told. So everybody that knows Jimmy wants to go out and see him and see this honor. I'm sure you'll be out there. I'm sure maybe we have maybe Cat comes in who also has his jersey retired out there. Obviously, I would say that you think this is absolutely a deserved honor when it comes to retiring Jimmy's number.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Jimmy's done so much for that program, and he was the reason I was able to walk away from the program because I was confident that he would work hard and do it right because he always had. Yep. So but yeah, he's the best. You were talking about excitement. I think one of the most humbling and exciting things that happened to me out there was there were some kids brought their baseballs and asked me to sign them.
That's awesome.
And I just thought, wow. So hey kids, if you're out there and you got a baseball and you want Coach Walker to sign it, go get him.
Go get him. Yeah.
Go get him.
That ball will be worth at least 25 cents more after
Absolutely.
Now, with all the ones, what do you think an autographed Ronnie Brown and Jimmy Walker ball would be? Some of those kids that got you to sign it, maybe bring that one back and get Jimmy to sign it too. Yeah, and then it'll be double.
Well,
and maybe, hey, while he's there, you might want to ask Cat.
Yeah. That's a
might be the
signature.
one.
Yeah, I have that up in my bonus room. I've got a big poster of Cat, and he's signed it. So, golly,
yeah. Well, I mean,
what a journey!
Absolutely, and you talk about Jimmy, a baseball player here, ended up helping them win a district championship. Came onto the coaching staff, helped win multiple district championships, state championships. Did it for, I believe, it ended up being head coach for almost 2 decades. All said and done, he had like he had a little extra run there at the end where he took some time off and then came back and coached for an extra year. But yeah, I think his name got to the point, like for somebody that's my age, I'm 40. Like Jimmy Walker basically was the baseball program for 2 decades. And if you knew anything about local baseball, you knew Jimmy Walker.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you get to see him. I think you might even know him for more than just that because, I mean, you saw the growth of player, college athlete, coach, and now a principal. So, I mean, I think you more than anything, you might have even more of a perspective about what it is. I mean, just what makes him a Hall of Fame guy as much as it makes him a Hall of Fame coach?
The tremendous love of the game and the tremendous respect for the game. And even though he's out of coaching, that still goes on.
Oh, yeah.
He's always going somewhere talking to players that he, had played with and against, and his record.
Yeah.
What he took them to the Final Four in what 18. I can't remember.
It was. It was right before. It was. I think it might have been 08 actually. But yeah.
08.
Yeah,
okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. I had the 8 part. But, you were talking about being a family affair.
Yeah.
And I want to hit back on that, and then I'll answer your question. It is a family affair because Jimmy is married to my first cousin, Delia.
Okay, yeah.
Hugh Bailey, and my mother were sisters, brothers and sisters. And so Lillian and Delia and Edward, they were all first cousins of mine. So it's a family affair. It really was. But with Jimmy and Kat, you got to go back to their father.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. He was a baseball man, truly, and he knew the game. I got tickled at something. Somebody said, "Well, they taught Cat Walker how to throw a breaking ball." That's bull crap. I know who taught him.
Well, somebody did, and he didn't have to leave the house to do that.
Oh, me. I mean, but so we're family, and so. But we'll go back to. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, it's just because, like I said, I mean, I think that this is that when you start talking about it, yourself, you're one number that's jersey retired, Cat, his brother, and a pioneer legend in his own right, and Lester Strode are the 3 out there, and then Jimmy's the 4th. When you think about the names of baseball in Warren County, and I think this goes back to kind of what you're talking about with the Hall of Fame, those names have been mentioned. Who are some people that still you're like waiting to see and say, hey, these guys, some of the guys that need to get their flowers before it's all said and done. Maybe a jersey ceremony or anything like that, but a Warren County Sports Hall of Famer that stand out to you in the past.
This is a hard subject for me to talk about.
Oh yeah,
because
so many
the Hall of Fame. Going back to that, we've got some players off that team that need to be in that Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
And it's so sad that it's not taking place.
Yep.
And again, I don't know why you're on the committee. You don't know why, but it's atrocious right now. What's going on?
Well, at some point, it might just be to the point where it needs to just be that 1992 state championship baseball team needs to be inducted in general.
Oh, exactly.
Would be the easiest way to rectify a little bit of that. But I think that there are so many kids, so many. No, they're not kids now. They're grown men that are coming back and have helped that program. I mean, you got a guy like J.W. Holt.
Yeah.
who was on that team.
Yeah.
Who ended up coaching the baseball program, has now coached golf for it seems like he's been coaching golf for 2 decades. I don't think he's given that job up either, by the way.
He ain't he's too smart to give that up.
No, absolutely, yeah.
You worry about it. You leave school at 10 o'clock in the morning and get paid for it.
Yeah, that's a great gig. He's the golf coach. Did you ever decide whether did they have the golf program back then?
They had it. Yeah.
Oh, that was Maxwell. I think probably had it back then.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to wrestle it away from him either.
No, you wouldn't. And there's another one, Keith Maxwell. I don't know if he's in there. He's got, they won 2 state championships.
Yeah, they did the 92. I know that Jennifer, who was one of the standouts on that 1992 team, was supposed to be one of the ones that was supposed to be inducted in the last few years. So, and that 92 team was supposed to be a part of it, which would have included also Coach Maxwell. When it's all said and done on that, we got to get a lot of work that needs to be done on that one.
Yeah.
Now that you brought it up to me, I'm like, yep, that's another thing that I'm going to need to put on my list, to-do list. Yeah. I was going to ask you, I mean, as you're talking about that, Coach Fisher brought up the fact that you were helping with the football team, you were coaching the baseball team. Coach Fisher was working through all kinds of athletic programs as the strength and conditioning coach. What's it take to have a fully funded and a strong athletics program across the board? Because, I mean, who was the AD back then?
I don't know. We had an AD.
Did have an AD. Who would have been the principal back then?
Let's see. When we won state championship, it was Ed Cantrell, and George Bolden was his assistant principal.
So I was going to say, like, when it came to leadership, when it came into the athletics, I mean, how strong was it to know that y'all had the backing when y'all went to it? I mean, I don't know who you would have been talking to or who would have been the people to kind of be behind it, or maybe y'all were just, hey, take care of y'all's programs and be ready.
Yeah, we did. We took care of our program, and there wasn't a big push. Obviously, as we were doing well, it got a lot better. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of times we'd play over there at Edley Newman Field, and there was 5 or 6 people there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you win a few, and then you get several more, and then we played Chattanooga Baylor over there in the they call it, it's not the sub-state, the quarterfinals then, and we beat them, and you couldn't find a place to stand over there. It was unreal. And one thing that made us realize was that we needed our own field. And I'm going to give Civic Center a little credit because I know the director there then.
Yeah.
But when I came back and we started, it was a 310-foot fence that a pop-up would get out on. Well, you were locked in there, so you didn't have room for a lot of expansion. So what I asked for the alderman and Carlene at that time to do was at least back that fence up as far as you can and make it a 10-foot fence or 10 or 12, and that would add some length to it. So Carlene went to bat for us. I remember going to a meeting with the alderman and also the county, and where she explained the situation and all that. And I remember somebody told me, one of them guys sitting in there, he's rocked back in his chair, and he said, "Coach," he said, "I got some land out here in center of town, and I'll put you a long fence in out there if you'll come play." I went, "Oh my God, are you gonna light it?" No.
I was like, yeah. I was like, do you understand the process that you're trying to commit to right now?
But he had good intentions. But anyway, we got that. It happened. And, of course, that's what's existing there now. But, gosh, we had we had a kid that was from here. His parents were from here, played for Riverdale. And every time he played up here, he hit the door of the house across the road. Same door.
Yeah. He's just knocking. Let everybody know he was in town.
He was a holder. Oh gosh, I know it. I just can't think of his first name, but he was a holder. And every time he came up here, and so I'd start talking to him, and he got off the bus. I said, "Come on, man." them people,
leave them alone.
Yeah,
they got enough problems.
Hit it in the road or something, but don't hit that door again.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, it was a big time journey going from, like you said, Edley Newman Field, and all the experiences and the excitement that y'all had over there. And now Patrick Ramsey Field is the home of the 12-0 Pioneers. They'll be playing at Shelbyville tonight. They'll be playing Shelbyville at home tomorrow. They got a game against Stone Memorial, I believe, on Thursday at home, and then they'll be playing Milan again on Saturday at 1 p.m. Noon will be the Jimmy Walker retirement ceremony. We're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we'll just talk about some, maybe WBC, maybe some recent developments. I want to ask Coach Brown if he likes the automated ball and strike system that they're trying to implement in Major League Baseball now. We'll be back here in just a second.
I'm through with standing in line, the clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Citizen Tri-County of Spencer is proud to serve our neighbors with personal service and hometown care. From teller services and everyday banking to mortgages, loans, and financing, we're here for every stage of life. Ask about our Visa credit cards and lines of credit for qualifying applicants. Enjoy the convenience of our ITM. Not an ATM, it's just better. Citizen Tri-County of Spencer, where community comes first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
When it's time to sell, experience matters. Trust matters. TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company has proudly served the Upper Cumberland since 1987, making them the most established and trusted name in real estate and auctions. And when you choose an auction, you'll work with Turner McKinney. With over 10 years of auction experience, Turner's goal is simple: provide the most professional, transparent, and trustworthy auction service in the industry. TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. Experience you can trust. Results you can count on.
Hi, I'm Chris Chalvin, owner of Reddick Brown Ford. Reddick Brown Ford is your hometown dealership, and we treat people the way neighbors should. Right now, on all new Fords, you pay what we pay. No markups, no games, just a fair deal. Come see us at Reddick Brown Ford. We're doing right by people still matters.
Reddick Brown Ford, built on spits. We thank the Lord. If you're looking for a heart that roars, you're riding in a Reddick Brown Ford. Oh, yeah.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
The temperature sure can fluctuate this time of the year, but one thing that shouldn't go up and down is your internet experience. That's why at Ben Lomond Connect, we've built a multi-gig fiber network with you, the customer, in mind. No hybrid coax and struggling upload speeds. Just a true fiber to the home connection with the fastest internet speeds around. Get 1 gig, 2 gig, or 8 gig and game, stream, and work better on Ben Lomond Fiber. Leave the wild swings to Mother Nature and let us keep your internet blazing fast round the clock. For more information, call your local BLC office or go to benlomondconnect.com. Some exclusions may apply.
If you're wanting a lasting impression on your home, McMinnville Aluminum and Vinyl is your top choice for exteriors for your home. From siding, gutters, and windows, can handle all your special home and business exterior. Featuring Versetta Stone, serving McMinnville and surrounding counties for many years. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 4 at 220 South Chancery Street, McMinnville. See the experts for your home's lasting impression. Call 931-473-9427. McMinnville steel, aluminum, and vinyl.
Good morning from Town Talk on WBMC. I'm Rob.
And I'm Raven, and we're inviting local businesses to join the Town Talk Breakfast Club.
Here's how it works. Just go to the Town Talk Facebook page, find the Breakfast Club post, and comment your business name to enter.
Every Friday, we'll draw one lucky winner live on air.
And you'll win a free fresh breakfast from your team at the cafe at Tree City.
They've rolled out a delicious new breakfast menu, fresh-made favorites, morning classics, and yes, coffee is included.
Join the Town Talk Breakfast Club only on WBMC.
All right, we're back here on the Simmons Says Sports Show, Coach's Show, for 10 to 11 o'clock on Mondays. Bring in a coach and talk a little bit about the sports. We're talking with Coach Ronnie Brown, and look, we got a commenter request here. Says that we need to know a story about Crusher and Doc Malone at the championship. So can you tell us what Don Lowry Wanamaker's looking for here? What's going on?
Oh, gosh. Oh, I can't tell all of it.
I understand.
Yeah, I truly
You got to
can't.
keep it radio friendly.
Yes, I do. I can't tell. I can, when you shut this thing off, I can tell you the whole story.
Yeah.
But after the game, well, Crusher has this big champagne bottle he comes out on the field with. And he told me, he said, when I saw him, he looked at me and he said, it's not alcoholic. It's not And about that time, the head man at TWSAA walked up to him and took it away from him.
Yeah.
So that was gone. Then Doc Malone, I don't think he remembered how he got to the game. And he didn't have a way home, so he was going to ride the bus, the players' bus. And he goes over there, and I said, Doc, you can't do this. And he said, well, I can't. You got extra seat. I said, Doc, you can't ride the players' bus, Warren County bus, back to McMinnville. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to have to fight him. I did. I got on the front step of the bus, and I turned around and I said, Doc, we're fixing to shut this door, and I'm really sorry, but we can't take you home. and every time I saw him after that, he laughed about that. He said, all I wanted was a ride home. And I said, all I want you to do is understand the rules of the bus and all.
Yeah, those wheels of the bus got to go round and round, but they go round and round for the baseball team.
Oh, yeah. Then
mercy me. Hey, I'll tell you, wild time. It's one of those things where you start realizing, like, people are like, oh, you got to act like you've been there before. Mm-hmm. But when you've never been there before, you never know. No. You have no clue how people are going to react.
You know, one of the coolest things that happened, and I didn't. This is another thing. I didn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When we're coming back in that bus, of course, it was dark.
Yeah.
And at the Warren County line, people met us. And they started leading the bus in. And by the time we got to town, everybody, any vehicle that had a siren and lights and stuff on was escorting us through town. Took us down the strip, around the block, back down the bypass, and it was amazing. It was really cool. I mean, I'm going to say there was probably 50, 60 cars and trucks and flashing lights that were there, and then people stand on the street, on the strip, stand on the sidewalk cheering and hollering for us. It was really cool, and it's memories that are unbelievable.
Yeah, I keep hoping that at some point that there's going to be another Warren County team that's going to be able to do that and have that momentum and have all that and have that state championship and have that kind of impromptu parade when it comes to it. Well, Coach, I did say before the break that I was going to ask you. We only have a couple more minutes here. Is what do you think about the new technology in baseball? What do you think about this automated ball strike system that everybody's rolling with?
Yeah, well, I understand that you want to get it right. Mm-hmm. I do understand that. But I mentioned to you, I hate to see the human factor taken out of baseball, out of football, all of that. I mean, I'm an older guy, 77 to be exact, and I I know there were calls missed and all this through the history, but to me, watching as a young person when I did, that was part of the game. It truly was. It wasn't like they were cheating. They just missed it. And I'm against it. I just, to be short, I'm against that.
Yeah. I was talking about it on the show last week, and my biggest thing now, me and Nunley were talking about it, is if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, get the box off the screen.
Exactly.
Because at some point, it's frustrating as a fan to see the box on the screen and something missed, and you're like, look, he's wrong. And then you're like, well, you can't do anything about him being wrong. So, okay, then why do I need to know whether or not he's wrong? It's either it's subjective when it comes down to it. It's not subjective if you put a box on a screen and say he's wrong.
Exactly.
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, so just leave it. I was like, either give us the mystery or solve the puzzle.
Right.
Don't tell us that there is no mystery. We can figure this out, but we're not going to solve it for you. I'm like, you're just making everybody mad now.
I know, and all it's doing is it's causing bad will. It really is, and.
Bad will with umpires, bad will with players, bad will with coaches, bad will with fans. I don't know who likes what we're doing right now. But no, Coach, thanks so much for coming in. I'm sure I'll get to talk to you a little bit more this weekend, and we'll always have time to bring in the legend Ronnie Brown here on the Simmons Says show. Coach, thanks so much for coming in. We're going to be done. We'll have Dr. Grant Swallows here on the Simmons Says program tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll talk a little bit about the TSSAA, talk about the transfer rule. That's new things.
That's new, yeah. I mean,
it's wild times.
It's
Coach.
wild times. They've run college. Now they're going to run high school baseball or high school athletics.
We're trying our best. We're going to try our best. All right, Coach. Well, thank you for coming in. Thanks so much. And then we are done. We are done here on the Simmons Says show. Take us to the break.
WBMC and translator W249DQ McMinnville. WBMC.